Thank you for tuning in. It's been a hectic 24 hours as a Gooner. We've had, first and foremost, the good news that Aubmeyang has signed a 3-year extension to the few months he has left on his existing contract. Now, that's really a big statement, massive statement for the club. I mean, in terms of incomings, if you're looking at your Thomas Partey's, your Hussein Awas, they'd want to know who's at the club, who's their talisman, could they hold down their major players at the club? And I think in us holding down Aubameyang, that sends a huge statement. In the past, we've had most of our major sort of talisman, like your Samir Nasri's, at the time Adebayor, Van Persie, Alexis Sanchez not that long ago. They pretty much left the club when it came down to the sort of last few months or the crunch time within their contracts itself. So I think us getting Aubameyang and getting him signed on, that speaks volumes for the club. And there's also a possibility of Lacazette extending his contract. And I think that's all a massive domino because Aubameyang has signed his contract. I will sort of see that it shows ambition for the club. And you're looking at in terms of the young players coming up, like your Sakas, your Martinellis, your Willocks, they'll look at that as a big statement and they'd think, you know what, Aubameyang's here. I want to sort of stay here. I know my captain, my talisman believes in a project within Arteta. So therefore, why shouldn't I believe in that project? So I think that's massive. But then, unfortunately today, we've had the sort of sad news. Emi Martinez has finally left the club, joined here in 2012. I was looking into his stats and apparently he's only played 15 times for Arsenal. That surprises me. I just assumed he had more games under us. I know he was out on loan a few times, but surely I thought he played more than 15 games. But nevertheless, I know many Arsenal fans are quite upset. To be fair, when Leno did get injured at that Brighton game, I and many Arsenal fans thought that was it, our season's over. And then Martinez came in, and for the simple fact that we didn't miss Leno at all, even to the extent that some people are going on that they actually prefer Martinez over Leno. You know, that speaks volume for the work he's put in and how hard he's come in and how patient he's had to be. So all respect and my best wishes goes out to Emi Martinez. However, for those fans who are a bit concerned and think that the club are making a mistake, we have to bear in mind that Leno has been consistent and he's been doing it pretty much season in, season out. We haven't seen Martinez perform a full season. As I mentioned, he's only apparently played 15 games under Arsenal itself, so we don't know if he's got that longevity. We know for a fact Leno has that. But then again, we also, under the circumstances, we have to understand that Leno didn't really come in onto the sort of structured Arteta's team. Whereas when Martinez came in, that's when we sort of restructured our back line. We went with the 5 at the back. And I believe that stability has sort of helped Martinez out. And I think that is extremely important. And I reckon we'll see the best out of Leno within the new system that Arteta has sort of created. And also with the inclusion of the new set-piece specialist, I reckon that we'll see more of an improvement in terms of Leno's coming out for the ball. And on that point there, my biggest concern for Leno was always that he wasn't commanding like a Martinez. Martinez is a big figure, and in terms of crosses and stuff like that, I feel more assured with him, whereas I don't feel assured with Leno. Leno has a tendency to sometimes just sort of punch it out to no man's land. We saw it in the UEFA, was it the quarterfinals or the last 16? When we lost to Olympiacos and that stupid mistake he made. And he's done that a few times. But then again, in terms of shot stopping, he's absolutely amazing. It's just his presence that and he's not got that size. It was like if I'm going back to that game against Tottenham where Harry Kane tried to dink it over Martinez, because of his frame, Harry Kane wasn't able to do that. But I reckon if Leno was in goal, that would have gone over his head. And that's my sort of downfall of Leno is just the size and him not being commanding. But then again, I do believe Leno is a better shot stopper. And also, I reckon in terms of the distribution, yes, Martinez has been better, but then I truly believe that's because of the formation and the system setup that we have currently. But nevertheless, my best wishes goes out to Emi Martinez, and I'm sure that goes for every Gooner out there. He's been amazing to the club, and in terms of him coming out and thanking the fans, that shows his character. You don't see many players out there, once they leave a club, that's it, they don't care. Where fair play to Martinez, he will be missed, and I reckon it is going to be a bittersweet. Don't want to sort of see him do well. I want to see him do well, obviously not against us when he's at Aston Villa, but all the best to Martinez. Hopefully, in terms of other transfer news, I've got some updates coming up tomorrow, some news around Hossam Awar, so stay tuned. Thank you.